everyone, this is Teacher CHARIZ and I will be your teacher for today. We will be discussing Mathematics 10 Quarter 1 Week number 5. For today's topic, we will be discussing about problem solving on sequences. The learning competency is the learner solves real-life problems involving sequences. So to start with, you'll be given two activities. The first activity is entitled Match Sticks, and the second activity is entitled Paper Folding. So what you need to do is to follow the directions for each of the activity, and you're going to answer the guide questions because the activities above will help you recall the basic concepts in both arithmetic and geometric sequence. Now that you are already able to determine the type of sequence that a pattern exhibits, you will already be guided on solving word problems involving these sequences. How do we solve word problems involving sequences? To solve real-life problems involving sequences, remember the words see, plan, do, and check. So you have 4 steps to follow for you to be guided on how to solve word problems. Let's start with step 1. See. What kind of sequence is involved in the problem? Step 2. Plan. What is the appropriate formula to be used and the needed values? Step 3. Do. What are the given? Substitute the given in the formula and then perform the indicated operation, then simplify. Step 4. Check. Does the answer make sense? The answer should satisfy all the given information in the problem. You can already state your conclusion once you are sure with your answer. To understand more, let us have examples. So we have example number 1. To replace the trees destroyed by Typhoon Yolanda, the Forestry Department of Zamboanga City has developed a 10-year plan. The first year, they will plant 100 trees. Each succeeding year, they will plant 50 more trees than they planted the year before. So, let us have letter A, complete the table. So, you are going to look at the given table here for the first row or the entries in the first row. As you can see, these are the number of years. So it is indicated here that we have 1, 2, 3 until 10. Okay, and then the number of trees. Okay, so we started with 100 because that is the given. The first year, they will plant 100 trees. Followed by in the second year, it became 150 because as it is stated here that they will plant 50 more trees than they planted the year before. And then for year 3, you have 200 and so on. Okay, so you have to complete the table. And then letter B, how many trees will they have planted during the 10th year? So this is actually the problem that we need to answer. Now, given the 4 steps that was presented earlier, let us try to apply it in solving this kind of problem. So let's have the first one. Okay, as you can see on the left side of the table, you can see there the steps and the guide questions, and for the right side, the explanations. Okay, letter A, C. What type of sequence is involved in the problem? So we are going to take a look at the given. Okay, so we'll focus on the given since it is mentioned, it is shown in the figure that our first term is 100, second term is 150, third term is 200. As you can see there, there is a common difference which is equal to 50. So we observe from the table that each succeeding term is obtained by adding, take note of this term, by adding 50 to the preceding term. This means that the pattern shows an arithmetic sequence. So we can say that the type of sequence involved in the problem is about arithmetic sequence. Now let's proceed with B, plan. What formula is used to determine the number of trees to be planted for the specific years within the 10-year plan? Okay, the explanation: since we are interested in identifying the number of trees to be planted for specified years within the 10-year plan, we are bound to apply the formula used in finding the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. So our answer here is, we'll find for the 10th term of the sequence, which will show this formula. Okay, a sub 10, okay, be equal to a sub 1 plus 9d, where our first term, or a sub 1, is 100, our n, or the number of terms, is 10, our d, or the common difference, is 50, and our a sub 10 is equal to a sub n. And then letter C, do. How many trees will they have planted during the 10th year? In this step now, you are going to operate. So, you are going to substitute the values and then solve. So, the number of trees to be planted in the 10th year is determined by a sub 10 because you're looking for the 10th term. By substitution or substituting our given, we have a sub 10 is equal to a sub 1 plus the quantity of 10 minus 1 times d. Remember, this is taken from the formula for finding the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. So, moving on, we have a sub 10. Let's substitute all the values now. Be equal to 100. Okay, 100 plus, so 10 minus 1 is 9, and our common difference is substituted to 50. Then moving on, we have a sub 10 is equal to 100 plus, we multiply 9 times 50, we get 450. And of course, finally, we are going to add now 100 plus 450 is equal to 550. So that is our answer. And letter D, we have to check. Does the answer make sense? Is it correct? So the answer should satisfy all of the given information in the problem. Okay, listing the terms will give us our 10th term. So if you wish to double check your answer, you may. You may list down all the following terms until the 10th term. So let's have the given here, 100. Just add 50 to each term. So we have 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, and finally 550. Thus, we can conclude that 550 trees will be planted on the 10th year. Let us proceed with example number 2. A student saved 10 pesos on Tuesday and doubled his savings each day thereafter. How much did he save on the following Tuesday? So let us proceed with letter A, complete the table. So as you can see on the given table, for the first row, we have here the entries for the day. So we have 1 to 8. So why 8? Since it is mentioned here that we started from Tuesday and the following Tuesday. So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that is equivalent to 8 days. And for the savings, we have the first day here is 10 pesos. For the following day, it became 20 pesos because it is mentioned in the problem that his savings is being doubled the day thereafter. So we are going to multiply it by 2 and so on. Okay? So letter B, how much did he save on the following Tuesday? Okay. So let us proceed with the steps. So step 1, we have C. What type of sequence is involved in the problem? The problem states that the savings of the student doubles each day thereafter. The word doubles tells us that each succeeding term is the product of its preceding term and 2. Of course, if we going back to the definition of geometric sequence, we get the next term by multiplying the preceding term to a constant, which is the common ratio. So in this case, of course, we know that the problem is about geometric sequence. For letter B or step 2, plan. What formula is used to determine the number his savings on the following Tuesday? Okay, we are interested in identifying the savings or A sub n on the following Tuesday. So we will use the formula in finding the n term of a geometric sequence. And the formula is A sub n is equal to A sub 1 times r raised to the power of n minus 1. So for step 3, we have do. How much did he save on the following Tuesday? So his saving on the following Tuesday is determined by A sub 8 because Tuesday is the 8th day. Okay? So it's the 8th term. So where A sub 1 is equal to 10, our n is equal to 8, and our r is equal to 2. So once we already identified the formula and the given, then it's time to substitute the values to the given formula. So we have here, okay, please follow. So we have A sub 8 is equal to 10. Okay, substitute A sub 1 is 10 times our r is 2 raised to the power of 8 minus 1. And then simplify. So we have A sub 8 is equal to 10 times 2 raised to 7 because 8 minus 1 is 7. And then A sub 8 is equal to 10 times, okay, so take note that we have to simplify 2 raised to 7 first. So 2 raised to 7 is equal to 128. The solution is shown here. Take note of this, okay? And then A sub 8 is equal to 10 times 128. And finally, A sub 8 is equal to 1,280. So that is our answer. So to check for step 4, does the answer make sense? Is it correct? So since our answer on the table matches our A sub 8, then our answer is correct. So by listing, you can double check whether your answer is already correct. So we can just multiply each of the term by 2. So we have 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640, and finally 1,280. Thus, the student saved 1,280 on the following Tuesday. So that is our final answer. Okay, so given the two examples, I hope that you were able to differentiate the two given problems based on its sequences. So it's time for you to answer the SAQ questions. We have number 1, give 3 things that you need to remember in order to make problem-solving activities easier. And number 2, give 1 real-life situation where the process C, plan, do, and check is used. Okay, so of course, it's time for you to practice what you have learned earlier. So we have here activities, activity number 1. So please read the direction and then you're going to answer on the separate sheets. Activity 2, determine the appropriate formula. So your answers in activity 2 should be a formula. Okay, and then take note of the key points that you need to remember on solving word problems involving sequences. Okay, especially the formula. So do not forget that because that is very useful. And of course, for your assessment, okay, you have actually 3 assessments. So for assessment 1, okay, you have to answer the following. So you have to give the correct answer. You have to, of course, show the solution. And then for step 2, so following the steps, see, plan, do, and check, you're going to answer the following problems. And for assessment 3, you're going to encircle or just write the letter of your answer on the separate sheet. So that's it for today. If you want to learn more, don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. See you next time. Bye!